Previously on The Practice. Anderson Pearson, my stuffed shirt professor, he just shot somebody, dead.
I'd like to go self-defense.
The man was unarmed.
And talking to your wife, you two felt like this man might end up hurting you one day.
But we weren't at that point when your client shot him. You don't want to be arguing self-defense.
You can't limit our defense.
I can refuse an instruction, Ms. Dole.
Do you think you were acting in self-defense? Or do you think you involuntarily just started squeezing?
I don't remember pulling the trigger.
Good.
Yeah. You don't know anything about this single white female attorney, 30-ish?
Podiatrist, 40-ish, loves movies in Maine. Spoke to him for an hour on the phone last night.
I am not gonna lie. I was so nervous about meeting you.
You're rejecting him because of his looks.
It just wasn't there, Rebecca, the chemistry.
You filed a lawsuit here over a broken date. I'm asking you, why did this hurt more than the other times you've been rejected?
She's not like the others. She's not pretty. I've decided to drop the lawsuit. I wish you well in life, Eleanor.
I wish you well, too, George.
Thought it would be one thing if I read all these.
Yeah, looks good anyway. Like we read.
What the... Are these yours?
Yeah, I like shoes.
Like them? These are expensive.
I like shoes.
How do you afford them on a DA's salary?
Oh, no, don't tell me you're going to be one of those roommates who questions all living expenses.
In other news,
look.
Harvard Law professor Anderson Pearson, also of counsel at the prestigious Finley Hogue, was recently arraigned on second-degree murder charges in connection with the shooting death of an alleged stalker who first encountered the professor in a traffic incident involving the two men.
Why is this getting so much attention?
Isn't every day a Harvard professor commits murder?
He didn't commit murder.
Oh, right. The gun just went off by mistake 5 times.
You know Anderson Pearson. You think he'd kill?
We'd all kill. It's just the circumstances that vary.
Oh, there's a proverb.
How much time are we talking about?
4 years.
4 years?
If you get convicted...
But I didn't go through with it.
If they can prove you went past the point of no return...
I didn't.
Fine, but if a jury doesn't believe you, attempted murder, you get convicted, you'll be looking at 20 years.
I swear, Jimmy, I would never have killed her. I could never kill anybody.
Shrink?
Dr. Walter Matthews diagnosed him as a schizophrenic. This is good.
We need to meet with him, get his testimony. You check out Pearson?
He's holding up. But the faster the trial, the better. What about a mock jury?
Nah, I don't get much out of that. I say no.
Bobby, we're going to argue he involuntarily pulled the trigger 5 times, killing a man he had just coincidentally threatened to kill.
What else can we do? The problem is Judge Hiller. If we go near self-defense, she'll sink us. We gotta stick with automatic pilot.
Can I help you?
Eleanor Front, is she here?
Do you have an appointment?
No, but this is an emergency. I need to talk to someone.
George?
Eleanor, I need to talk to you.
Okay, what's the matter?
Can we go someplace private?
Sure.
Hey, take him off.
Okay, come on. Come on.
I don't know what, Eleanor, I don't know what happened. It doesn't make any sense.
Take it easy. Just come on in here
I can't figure
and
it
tell
out.
me what's wrong.
I still don't know. I don't know who else to come to.
All right, listen, I want you to calm yourself down and just talk to me.
Okay. I went to a bar last night. I met a woman. For the first time in my life, we went to a motel. We had sex.
For the first time in your life, you had sex?
No, a one-night stand. Oh, my God.
Okay, all right, just calm down, relax. I want you to tell me what happened, George.
This morning, I drove to work. Went into my office carrying my medical bag. About an hour ago, I opened it.
Okay, maybe you should sit down. I think you should sit down. George! He fainted. George?
I have smelling salts.
Get him. What's the deal?
I don't know. He said something about a one-night stand, and then he opened up his medical bag, and then he fainted.
Don't get up. Just stay there a second.
Open it.
What?
My bag. Open it.
Okay.
Not you. Him. Don't you look.
What?
There's a head in the bag.
What?
What's the matter?
There's a human head in that bag. What?
It's the woman I met at the bar last night.
What are you doing with her head?
I don't know. Somebody put it in there.
Oh.
He told me he was working on a sculpture.
A sculpture?
That he was making me for our anniversary. He said I was to stay out of the attic because that's where the surprise was.
But at some point you did go up into the attic.
Yes, I went up one day when he was out of the house.
And what did you see?
Well, first I saw all these criminal investigation books and forensics, all these police research books, and I thought to myself, was he sculpting a corpse?
Anything else?
Yes, pictures. A series of pictures like cartoons, showing a woman on a stool. She falls back off the stool and hits her head on the edge of the table. And one of the books is open to fatal head injuries. And I start reading some stuff he's written on the back of the drawings. And it started to dawn on me.
What dawned on you?
That he was planning to kill me and make it look like an accident.
And what did you do next, ma'am?
I called my son Josh. He's so close to Jesse, I thought maybe he'd know something. He came over, looked at everything.
And then what happened?
Well, the idea, we couldn't be sure it was true.
But at some point, you really did come to believe that he was very serious about this.
Well, both Josh and I couldn't ignore what we saw.
Thank you.
You've been married how long, ma'am?
42 years.
To your knowledge, had your husband ever planned to kill you before?
No.
But given this recent discovery, can you say you know for a fact that he didn't ever plan to kill you before?
Well, I guess I can't say I know for a fact.
So, it's possible. Over the years, it's possible he could have planned to kill you 50 different times. That's possible, right?
Maybe.
And here you sit, very much alive.
We gotta call the police.
Just give me a second so I can figure out...
I don't think we do. We can't conceal evidence, but we don't have to collect it either. Ask me, the sooner he leaves with it, the better...
We can't let him leave with it. Does this happen a lot around here? People bring in heads?
Look, before we do anything, I'm gonna go get the whole story.
Eugene, go with her.
You left the motel when?
1:30, 2 o'clock.
And you drove straight home?
Yes. I went to bed. I got up.
Your medical bag was left in the car overnight?
Yes. I swear I didn't do this.
Do you know her name?
Susan. That's all she told me. Susan.
Well, Susan must have had some enemy who followed you home.
What do I do?
We need to discuss internally our legal obligations. And as for... Look, certain things may not be privileged, and it is possible that we are going to have to report this to the police.
What if they think I killed her?
You don't know if the body's been discovered yet.
No! I don't know anything!
Now, George, I want you to listen to me. And this is privileged. What we do next is very, very tricky. If we march into that police station with this woman's head, you are going to be a suspect. And if you did it, I hesitate to offer you up since they are likely going to find much more evidence. And if you didn't do it, it is my instinct that we start cooperating immediately. So for your sake, George, I want you to come clean with us right now. Are you involved in this woman's death?
No. I swear to you, Eleanor. No.
Just hold on. I don't think that calling the police is the right thing.
Well, what if we don't? And he's eventually picked up. By not going forward, he makes himself more suspicious.
Excuse me. Wouldn't he be tapped out on suspiciousness? He's got the victim from the neck up.
Okay, could you just get the phones?
Eleanor, we gotta talk about this.
How long before it'll start to stink?
Lucy.
Will you be quiet?
Look, we gotta make a call here.
Yes, we do. I don't think we're under any legal obligation to notify the police. And if we advise this man to do that, it could be malpractice. Especially if he gets arrested, goes to jail based on our counsel.
I agree. We gotta be careful here.
Why don't you just tell them where the body is? You can hold the head back as leverage.
Lucy, I'd appreciate you staying out of this.
Look, this man is going to have a coronary in there.
Can I make a suggestion? I'm meeting with Professor Pearson in 20 minutes. He teaches legal ethics. The bar consults him on this kind of stuff. Let me ask him what we should do.
We can't share privileged information with a man.
If I consult him as a lawyer, privilege extends to him. Whatever we advise this guy, it's probably smart to get an outside opinion anyway to cover us.
Meet with him. Meanwhile, I'm off to meet with the psychiatrist of the guy he shot.
The photocopies he made were all on skull fractures, specifically to the back of the head.
And what else did you find?
Well, we found this piece of wood, Exhibit 21.
Now, why is this significant?
He made that kitchen table about 6 months ago. Same material, same finish as this. Now, if you look at his little storyboard, you see that he has the woman falling off her stool, her head hitting the edge of the table, fatally fracturing her skull. Well, our theory is that he planned to hit the woman from behind with this. That way, any wood fragments found on her would appear to have come from the kitchen table.
This was pretty well thought out.
Oh, yes.
Now, Detective, you also found this man's journal.
Yes. After getting a warrant, we searched the premises and located a journal containing entries in his handwriting.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to read some of those entries in a second, but first, could you give us a brief summary?
He describes, in minute detail, his plan to murder his wife.
Okay, let's start with June 14, 1998, this clip page right here. Could you please read that for us?
Yes. Even the coffee smells better knowing that soon I'll be able to drink it alone. I feel sanguine. Maybe it's a feeling that her death will make the world a more peaceful place. For sure, my world will get better.
Bobby's meeting with the guy's shrink as we speak. Good news is this was court-ordered impulse control therapy. He has a history of road rage and assaults. That's actually great news.
We're still set for a trial in 3 weeks.
Yes. We're meeting with some firearms experts today as well. I'll let you know how that goes. Now, it's pretty obvious. To convince the jury that you involuntarily pulled the trigger, you're going to have to testify.
Of course.
Is there any skeleton we need to know about?
No.
I want you to keep asking yourself that question. Anything. An old girlfriend in high school who says you hit her, screaming at an umpire or coach at your kid's Little League game, whatever. Anything you can think of that the DA might cross you with, we gotta know about it.
I think I'm pretty clean, Lindsay.
Okay. Listen, on another matter, I'd like to consult you on a case my firm is handling. A client has come into our office, apparently framed for a murder he didn't commit. And in the course of attorney-client communication, he opened a bag revealing the victim's severed head. Now, do we have any formal duty to tell the police that a murder has occurred, or in the alternative that we have knowledge of the head's whereabouts?
Things I learn in therapy, they're privileged. Surely you appreciate that.
I do, but that privilege doesn't survive the patient.
Well, I like my patients to feel that should I outlive them, I won't be violating their confidence.
This case involves a murder, Doctor.
I'm happy to stipulate by affidavit that Mr. Breyer was diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic with a propensity towards violence.
I appreciate that, but you see, my client is charged with a homicide. Affidavits don't play well dramatically in a courtroom. I really need your testimony.
I can't give you that.
I could subpoena you, in which case you'd have
well,
to...
I certainly don't think you want to do that. My demeanor might not favor your defense.
Well, certainly you would tell the truth.
Yes, but remember, your client murdered mine. A bias on my part would be understandable.
You know, I'm really confused here. Is it that testifying would be an inconvenience?
I don't like the idea of doctors being brought into court to give testimony against their patients. If the people who come through my door have to worry about whether I'm going to reveal what they say, that can only have a chilling effect on their therapy.
Well, you're looking at a big picture. I'm dealing with a small one. My client's life and where he gets to spend the rest of it.
I sympathize with your problem, but it's not mine.
Well, I'll make it yours, if I have to.
I'm sorry?
We'll get your records. Records which will very likely reveal Mr. Breyer's contempt for Mr. Pearson. And there's probably a few threats in there. If a psychiatrist has knowledge that his client is about to commit bodily harm and he stays silent?
My client did not commit bodily harm. Yours did.
Which you may have played a role in by not intervening.
Goodbye, Mr. Donnell.
Dr. Matthews. Violence happened here. Somebody died. If you had reason to see this violence coming, you could be exposed. Now, you want to read that as a threat? Feel completely free.
Obviously, I was shocked. I still am. My father about to kill my mother? I still can't believe it.
Josh, you love your dad, do you not?
Very, very much.
And would you consider yourself close to him?
Yes.
I object to this. I don't see the point.
Your Honor, the point... I'm simply trying to show that this is not some family split where people are taking sides. The witness is very devoted to the defendant.
Why do we need a witness to say all this when you seem happy to say it yourself?
All right.
Sidebar, Your Honor. This witness isn't up here to offer anything new. She put him up to get in that he thought his father was going to kill his mother. Good try. But what he believes isn't relevant unless he's got some foundation as a mind reader.
He's got foundation as his son, and his belief...
Isn't relevant, what he believes. Can't be introduced as evidence.
Ms. Ward, he's right.
Your Honor, I'm simply trying to establish...
I know what you're trying to establish. If his own son thinks so, it must be true. No go.
Josh, did it hurt to turn your own father in for attempted murder?
Objection.
Offered to show lack of bias.
Objection overruled.
Did it hurt?
Of course it did.
That's all.
You said you and your father have always been close.
Yes.
As much as you love him, have you ever admired him?
Well, I don't understand.
Well, has he ever done anything extraordinary? Ever been proud of something he's done?
I'm sure I have.
Can you tell me what?
I can't think of something right this second.
Ever say to him in an argument, Dad, you've never done a damn thing in your whole life and you never will? You say that?
Yes.
So, despite all his planning here, you think it's possible, in the end, he wouldn't have done anything here either. That possible?
Yes.
That's all.
Pearson says we don't have to tell.
Really?
Past crime, no duty. We can't advise him to conceal evidence, though.
That we know.
All right, so what's going on?
Pearson says it's a strategic decision, not a legal one.
That guy's gonna flip out if we don't do something.
My opinion is we move forward and we get the police involved right away.
Eleanor, you better be sure he didn't do it.
Look, I don't know the guy that well, but there is no way he could have cut something. Eugene, it is not in his character. It just isn't.
Let's call Helen.
Helen Gamble?
We got to do this right. We'll have more credibility with her, and we'll get more trust from the police if we come in with a DI.
Eleanor, I can't keep waiting. I can't just sit in there and do nothing.
Okay, George, here is the plan. We have a relationship with the district attorney, and we're going to go to her.
Will I be arrested?
I don't think so. Okay, maybe.
What?
Can we just call her?
Tell her over the phone?
Just get her down here, and then
She's not going to come down here.
Get her here, Lindsay.
All right. Call Helen.
Helen, thanks for coming.
What's the big secret?
Can you just join us in Eugene's office, please?
What's going on, Eleanor?
Nothing fun, Helen. Come on.
Lindsay?
Fly on the wall. What I wouldn't give.
Then I left the motel and went home.
And you went back?
No, never.
Well, how do you know she's dead?
When he got to his office, he opened up his medical bag, and the woman's head was inside. Look, I wish I were making it up, but it's in the bag.
Is this a joke?
No.
There's a head in that bag.
Yes.
A human head.
Helen, we got a situation here. This man has been framed for murder.
There's really...
Oh, God! Oh, what the hell is this?
Helen.
Is it real?
Helen, we came to you because we trust you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Next time, trust somebody else, for God's sakes. Nice, Lindsay. For God's sake.
Calm down.
You calm down. What the hell is wrong with you people?
How long had you been planning to kill your wife?
Since 1986.
12 years.
But I never really would have done it.
Well, Mr. Manning, you bought these forensic science books. You studied up on cause of death. You drew these pictures of how it would happen.
It was a hobby.
A hobby?
I started thinking one day, how hard would it be to get away with murder? Then I started daydreaming about the perfect crime.
Killing your own wife?
I do love her. I wish we were still together. But she could also be very hard on me. For 42 years, I never stood up to her. Sometimes it was a happy little delusion to imagine her dead. Even to imagine me doing it, it made me feel stronger.
But when you go out and buy these books and build a kitchen table as a murder weapon, this went beyond a happy little daydream.
The more I thought about it, the more I came to believe I might really be able to get away with this. That's when I bought the books. And I made that table. It was the most fun project I ever had. I'd go up into that attic and I'd lose myself. It made me feel powerful, sinister even, you know. Things I never feel in real life. But it was just make-believe. It was just a game. I never would have gone through with it.
Your wife thinks you were going to.
Well, I suppose it's hard to plan the murder of somebody and then expect them still to trust you. You know, I said this to you before, I'll say it now. This was just a make-believe world where I was an interesting person. You know, someone to be feared, someone to be respected. I would never, ever have really harmed you.
I can't promise anything. There has to be a full investigation.
Of course.
I need the name and the address of the motel. I'd also be asking for a polygraph before I could even begin to support you.
A lie detector?
Yes.
That's fine. Listen, is there any way we can keep this quiet? I'm a podiatrist. I don't need... Well...
We'll try, but I have to be honest with you, Doctor. It looks like a news item.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
The trigger is light.
Yeah, but you gotta pull it. It doesn't just go off.
But if his hand did kind of convulse, wouldn't it keep firing?
No, you'd have to have some kind of a release. With an automatic, yes. It could empty the magazine if you kept squeezing the trigger, but the semi-automatic...
But with the auto recoil, it is possible that with one squeeze...
Well...
Mr. Schramm, let's cut through it. We need an expert to take the stand and basically testify that between the light trigger and the automatic recoil, it is possible for a man to just sort of squeeze and have the entire magazine empty. We're gonna find that expert. He's out there somewhere. The question is, have we found him yet?
What's the fee?
$1,500 a day.
Let me think about it.
So this was just one happy little daydream.
Yes,
And you still love your wife?
I do.
Did you ever tell anyone that you hated her?
I'm sure I told Josh that.
Told him with a twinkle, or did you mean it?
My wife could be a very abusive woman at times. She used to belittle me for being a failure, for not making enough money. I know it was just her own frustration talking, but no, I don't think I ever truly hated her. Many times I felt anger toward her, yes.
Now, Mr. Manning, between the books and the wood and the art supplies, you spent over $1,000 on all this stuff, didn't you?
I don't know. I didn't keep receipts.
No, you didn't. You always paid with cash. You never used a credit card. You never wrote a check.
If the fantasy is to have a perfect crime,
you were going to kill your wife, weren't you, Mr. Manning?
I would never have gone through with it.
Could you please read page 103?
This is just idle fiction, Miss Ward.
Yes. Could you read the idle fiction on page 103?
When I close my eyes, I can hear the sound of wood hitting skull, like the crack of a baseball bat. I keep playing it over and over in my mind. It sounds like music. Soon I will hear the music, and she will be gone.
Excuse me. Mrs. Manning? Mrs. Manning. All his preparation aside, we wouldn't be here right now if you didn't go to the police, which is okay. But you don't know he would have done this, do you?
What do you want me to do, Miss Washington? Take the stand and say there's reasonable doubt?
Well, there is. Isn't there?
And what a consolation that is after 42 years. Either he was going to kill me, or there's reasonable doubt.
Jimmy, can I close?
Closing argument?
I have a read on this whole thing. I can make the jury understand.
Let's take some pictures.
Romeo and Juliet, an FX network premiere, November 3rd, only on FX.
Your favorite color is blue?
Yes.
Your name is George Vogelman?
Yes.
Did you first meet the victim the night she was killed?
Yes.
Were you physically attracted to the victim?
Yes.
Girl's name was Susan Robin, Northeastern student, no record, good kid. The bad news is she comes from a wealthy family. There's gonna be some heat.
Is there anything from the crime scene?
Haven't heard yet.
Is it strange he went so far as to buy books, sketch it out, make the murder weapon? Of course it is. It's even deranged. But simply put, it's not a crime to think deranged thoughts. It isn't. Now, I think we could all see that this is a sad man. Even pathetic, maybe. And that's why he'd go up to his attic day after day and enter his little Walter Mitty world where he could pretend to be sinister and powerful, this mastermind of a great and terrible crime. And he'd go a little further with the plan each day, because the further he went, the more he could convince himself that he was capable, and that made him feel good, that he was capable of anything. But in the end, he never does anything. He never will. This is an ordinary little man who retreats to his own inner world where he can feel like something more. Now, we all have our fantasies. I'm sure some even involve deviance. But if they're just fantasies and you don't do anything, you can't send a man to prison for what he's thinking. And that's what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. So let him have his little pretend world. It seems to be all he's got.
He made the weapon. He researched how to do it. Now, what are we supposed to do? Wait until he's in full backswing with the wood before we place him under arrest? What if he had killed her? Wouldn't we all feel silly saying, hey, we thought it was only a game? Made the weapon, studied forensics, made a storyboard of the crime. How far are we going to let him take it? Go back to that room and read page 103 in his journal and note his anticipated delight of Wood hitting Skull, of her being gone. This is not a zealous police force at work here, people. His own son, somebody who loves him, had to step in. This is a murder waiting to happen, ladies and gentlemen. You can either prevent it or not.
We got our firearms expert, and he's pretty much considered the best. The psychiatrist wasn't too friendly, but he will testify. It figures to be a very short trial.
How short?
It could even be 2 days. We're stipulating as to as much of their case as possible. Now, the fewer witnesses they put on, the thinner their case will seem psychologically, and the whole thing will turn on your testimony.
Well, we're putting up some psychology experts, aren't we? How panic can trigger a reaction such as mine, or anger.
We don't want to. It could play like a rich defendant paying for science. That could alienate the jury. We'd rather have you just tell them.
Well, are you sure? I mean, we've stipulated most of their case. And what? We're putting up just 3 witnesses?
4, if we call your wife, which we probably will.
What? A 2-day trial to determine the rest of my life.
Professor, we're good at this.
Oh, I know. Thank you, Lindsay.
Mere preparation is not enough. You must find the intent to kill plus some overt act. What constitutes that overt act is the question. Is making the weapon enough? Drawing the sketches? What you must determine when you go back into that room is this. Had it gone so far that if the police had not stepped in, it would have resulted in the full consummation of the crime? If yes, you find him guilty. If no, you must acquit. Had he crossed the line of simply planning it, that's what you must decide.
Donald Young in front. Please hold. Eleanor. Helen Gamble.
You leave out Dole.
Excuse me?
You always say Donald Young and Frut. You leave out Dole.
Oh, do you mind? The rhythm's better.
I'd kind of like you to say Dole.
No problem.
Helen, come on. Even so, this is premature. Why can't we wait and... Oh, God. Can we surrender him here? Look, I just don't... Yeah, sure. Okay. Thanks. Polygraph was inconclusive. The only prints found on the scene were the victims, and George, as it's hitting the press, they're going to arrest him.
On what?
On what? Last seen with her has her head. They've made arrests on Les, Lindsay.
So what's happening?
She agreed to let me surrender him. Will you call him?
I'm not calling him. You call him.
Donald Young and Frut. And Dole. Yes, sir, I'll tell him. Your closing was either really good or really bad.
Excuse me?
The jury's back.
What?
In a drama series.
Is this good?
I don't know. They're not looking over.
What?
The jury, when they acquit, some of them usually give a look over. Heads are down.
Oh, God.
Just hang in. It might not mean nothing.
Jury reached a verdict.
We have, Your Honor.
Defendant will rise. What say you?
On the matter of the Commonwealth versus Manning, on the charge of attempted murder, we find the defendant, Jesse Cowens Manning, not guilty.
Oh, thank God. Jury is dismissed with the thanks of the court, and we are adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you.
Find a new hobby, Mr. Manning.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You ever dream about killing me, Dad?
No, son. Tell your mother I miss her.
Yeah.
Helen said we could arraign him tonight. I'd like to try for bail.
For a homicide? We'd like to try.
George Vogelman, you're under arrest for the murder of Susan Robin. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him...
Sources describe him as a private man with a history of meeting women through the personals. Reportedly, he carried the head of the victim around all day. The police found the body of the victim at a motel on East Lazarus Street, near the bar where Vogelman allegedly first met the victim.
I'll say this, whoever framed him did a pretty good job.
Do you think he could get convicted?
Well, they can't come up with a suspect.
Donald Young and Front is also representing Anderson Pearson in his murder trial.
Look.
Why does everybody leave out Dole? What am I, a pineapple?
We expect to impanel a jury by the end of the month. Mr. Pearson, you'll recall, is charged with second-degree murder after he shot...
Seems we suddenly drifted into homicides again.
Yeah.
You okay?
The way we strong-arm witnesses, I mean, I know we had to a little, but...
Lindsay, I can put Eugene on this.
No. I want to be on this case.
Why?
Good question.
Something tells me you know the answer.
Remember when I was up against Pearson in the tobacco case? You accused me of not being tough enough.
I did?
You thought I might be looking for approval in his eyes. And you were right. I mean, every time I've looked at this firm through his eyes, I've felt... I don't know, I mean, sleazy isn't the right word, but...
It's the one that comes to mind.
I was his best student. He was my favorite professor. I would see his disappointment and now the chance for me and this firm to fight for him, to rescue him, it feels like this chance to ratify what we are, and yet the things I've been doing to help save him, to get that approval. I've been everything he accused me of becoming.
And what is it you've become?
Some lawyer who gets people acquittals.
You're a lot more than that, Lindsay. In his eyes and everyone else's.
I hope.
There's a head in the bag.
It's the woman I met at the bar last night.
What are you doing with her head?
I don't know. Somebody put it in there.
George Vogelman, you are under arrest for the murder of Susan Robin.
Give me one reason I should speak to you.
The reason is I don't think George Vogelman killed your daughter.
Your buddy George has a little home video library, Eleanor.
This isn't that perverted.
If this gets admitted into evidence, George is going to look like a sicko.
Let's mark up a motion to suppress.
Some of the tapes involve sexual scenes which border on sadomasochism.
This is a homicide case. It is not a sex crime.
I want to see the specific tapes we are talking about before
You
I
would.
make... Eleanor? I will see the tapes in question. Then I'll make my ruling.
Anderson Pearson, my stuffed shirt professor, he just shot somebody, dead.
Did you think he was about to kill you or your wife when you pulled the trigger?
Well, no, not at that second, but...
So you do have some memory of what you were thinking?
I didn't consciously pull it. It just went off.
You're trying to squeeze in self-defense, counsel.
We're not.
It's a nice try.
You are shutting down our whole defense.
I want our objection noted for the record.
So noted. Step back. On the charge of murder in the second degree, we find the defendant, Anderson Pearson, guilty.
Could we possibly spread a few more papers? In some places I can see the floor.
It's only for a couple of days, Helen. It's not as if the floor is clean underneath.
This is the Pearson appeal?
Yep.
You know, Lindsay, I don't mean to sound pessimistic.
Then don't.
Okay, could you at least clean the floor a little? This is a first date tonight.
So?
So, I'm not gonna bring a guy into my bedroom on the first date. If we're gonna go to town, it's gonna happen right here on this rug. Kidding, a joke. Come on, think back to when you had a sense of humor. When was the last time you even laughed?
Probably college. I came home one night, and there you were going to town with some guy on the rug. Kidding. I thought you swore off blind dates.
I did, but Lisa Nicole promised I wouldn't be disappointed. Here goes.
Helen?
Absolutely. Hi.
Hi. Ready?
Absolutely.
The biggest problem is the police aren't even looking for anybody else. They consider the case solved.
And their theory as to why I would carry around her head?
You're sick. Not that they're offering, but would you be at all open to a plea?
What kind of plea?
Manslaughter. Insanity.
No. I wouldn't be open to that.
Complete transcripts are expensive.
I asked for complete, Lucy. The hearing is scheduled for this afternoon.
Well, I can't listen without ears, which I won't have if you bite my head off.
What's going on?
I asked for all the trial transcripts. She only got pre-trial.
It's pre-trial rulings we're appealing.
I asked for them all.
Chomp, chomp, munch, munch.
Lucy,
Bobby, do you know what Jimmy's case is about?
his cousin, wrongful termination?
Yes, but do you know the details?
No.
Yeah, he fired this worker.
What's the problem, Rebecca?
The problem?
It's a 2-day trial, tops.
His cousin fired this woman for being Iranian.
He's being sued. I gotta defend him. He's my cousin.
What's your defense?
A defense?
Yes. On the charge of wrongful termination, what's your defense going to be?
She's Iranian. It's a jury trial.
If those tapes come into evidence, the jury's going to be prejudiced, and that's exactly why he wants to use them.
Sexual disorders certainly may be relevant.
He has an adult video collection. That doesn't suggest a sexual disorder, and that's exactly the kind of leap he wants a jury to make.
Your client allegedly cut off a woman's head, Mr. Young. Are you afraid the jury will think less of him because of his film library?
The issue is whether he cut off that head. That film library is not relevant to that issue. It's only being introduced to suggest some depravity.
And it's that pattern of depravity that goes to the issue of whether or not this man has the capacity to behead somebody.
The tapes are inadmissible. What else?
Your Honor.
They're not coming in, counsel.
They won't let you out for the hearing.
I heard.
This is the supplemental memorandum I'm filing. Basically, we're going to argue Judge Hiller was wrong not to let us argue self-defense.
Okay, look. I had some of the lawyers at my firm read the brief. They thought it was well written, but ultimately unpersuasive.
Tell your lawyers to go to the hearing. There's a reason we have oral arguments.
Oh, I didn't mean to be critical. I meant thank you for fighting so hard with so little to fight with.
There's no reason we have to give up.
I had been promoted twice within the last year, and I was going to be promoted to manager this January.
So things were going well at work?
Very well.
And what happened?
Well, last March, I was getting ready to leave on vacation, and almost in passing, a coworker asked me where I was going. I told him I was going home to see my parents, and he asked me where home was.
Where is home?
Iran. I was born there.
And then what?
Suddenly, I seemed to be facing kind of a cold front in the office. About a month later, Mr. Martini came to me and said things weren't working out, and he let me go.
Your relationship with your coworkers, you felt kind of a cold front.
Yes.
In fact, you went to my client and complained about this, right?
Yes.
People were being insubordinate. Isn't that the word you used?
I believe so.
Affecting your ability to be a productive manager.
Yes.
Why did you come to America, Miss Beda?
I first came as an exchange student in high school. Then I stayed on for college. Now I live here.
As an American citizen?
No, on a visa.
Do you plan to become an American citizen?
Not really.
You like Iran?
Yes.
How do you feel about all the terrorism that...
Objection.
Sustained. Mr. Baluti, let's take care.
Miss Beda, you're a proud Iranian.
Yes.
You honor this flag.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have.
I've told the police everything I know.
I understand. And Jay, we realize how hard this must be.
Please, don't insult my intelligence. You're the guy's lawyer, so...
The guy who killed your girlfriend is not George Vogelman. We think he was framed.
By who?
That we don't know.
One question that keeps coming up is, why would Susan be alone in a bar drinking? Why would she go to a motel with George Vogelman? By everybody's account, this is out of her character.
It is.
Her father getting cancer, do you think she could have been depressed about that?
Could be.
Could it be something else?
Jay, you seem like an honest guy. We've got an innocent man looking at conviction. Part of their case is the notion that Susan could never have gone off on some one-nighter. Can you think of anything that could possibly explain why she would?
Police said this wouldn't have to come out.
What?
I had been a little unfaithful to Susan. That afternoon, she caught me.
Do you think maybe to retaliate, she could have gone home from the bar with some guy? Is that possible?
Ms. Frutt, I have spent the last 2 months desperately trying to convince myself that that isn't possible.
You ought to go down there and peek in that courtroom.
Rebecca.
It's obscene. You want the Anti-Defamation League picketing our office?
It's a trial. Qualified immunity.
Well, that can't excuse it.
This office is getting way too hostile for me.
Why don't you just go and...
Come on, Bobby. We're late.
She was the manager, and her leadership ability was suffering.
Because she was Iranian.
I certainly don't agree with the bigotry, but I have a dry cleaners to run, and, well, it wasn't running so well.
What about calling a meeting, telling your employees that the bigotry won't be accepted?
It wasn't so much what people were doing, so much as what they were feeling, and I mean, I was powerless to control that.
And the feeling was anti-Iranian.
Anti-Iranian, anti-Arab, basically Middle East.
And you agree that this feeling was a form of prejudice?
Oh, of course.
But you tolerated it.
Well...
You fired her, Mr. Martini. We could say you ratified the bigotry.
Well, you could. But I had 18 workers come up and threaten to quit. My choice basically was either discharging your client or facing Chapter 11.
I see. And if Ms. Bader were black and your workers threatened to quit because they didn't want to work with an African American, would you have fired her?
Probably not.
What's the difference?
Possibly none, but complaining about the color of a person's skin that's racism which lies in hatred and ignorance. I mean, here I feel there was some patriotism involved, and I guess it wasn't quite as repulsive to me.
He willfully withheld evidence.
I did no such thing.
You have a duty to turn over all evidence.
Start with all of your bluster.
I don't listen when two people talk.
They have an absolute duty to turn over all exculpatory evidence.
Material evidence.
Let him finish, please.
The boyfriend of the victim provided the prosecution with a reason that the victim may have gone to a bar and may have been predisposed to a one-night stand. He did not turn that information over to us.
Why not?
We didn't consider it either material or relevant.
What's the information?
She had caught him that very day with another woman.
Mr. Tisbury, the break you catch here is that this came out before trial.
Your Honor, that statement...
As of this second, I don't trust you. You're going into trial with a judge who doesn't trust you. So if you're going to make any more mistakes from this point on, I suggest you err to their side.
There was no willful attempt to withhold evidence.
Then how unfortunate that I don't believe you.
My position is that Judge Hiller erred when she denied our right to assert self-defense.
I see no such denial in the record.
If you read the transcript, she threatened us with a bad jury instruction if we went the route of self-defense.
It wasn't a ruling.
It was tantamount to a ruling. It had the effect of shutting us down.
Are you now suggesting that it was self-defense? Because that gives me a problem, counsel.
Which is?
At trial, you argued that the gun went off involuntarily. Your client testified to that. And now you're saying self-defense. Did your client commit perjury on the stand?
First of all, this hearing is about Judge Hiller's ruling, not my client's testimony.
So we should ignore the truth?
Secondly, defendants can assert alternative defenses. We could have argued A, he shot him in self-defense, and B, it went off involuntarily. That's permissible. What this hearing is about is Judge Hiller denying us one of those defenses.
So basically, you're saying had Judge Hiller not cut you off, self-defense would have been your theory?
Exactly. Are we all up to speed now?
Do you really mean to be snide with us, Miss Stoll?
Actually, yes. You wouldn't be asking these questions if you'd read my brief. I'm discouraged to realize you haven't. I hope you at least reprimand your clerks.
Let's just address your issue then.
She cut off self-defense because the victim wasn't posing an imminent threat. That was wrong. The threat to my client was both real and ongoing. Mr. Pearson was in fear of his life at the time he pulled the trigger.
The victim had no gun. My clerk did highlight that part.
In defining imminent, if you look at the cases, the courts basically come down to these questions. Was there any alternative? Could he have used less force? Could he have escaped? Could he have retreated? Could he have just held him at gunpoint until the police arrived?
In this situation, the answer seems to be yes to all of those options.
But the reality for all those options is that man would be back.
Perhaps, but as Judge Hiller noted, we weren't at that point when...
And to require him to wait till that point is unreasonable.
Are you asking us to rewrite the law?
No. Some states have recognized a kidnap exception. Basically, if a man kidnaps somebody and tells the victim he's going to kill them in a month, that victim doesn't have to wait a whole month until he's allowed to use deadly force.
True. But Mr. Pearson wasn't kidnapped.
In effect, he was. He was basically held captive. He'd gone to the police. They couldn't help. He got a restraining order from the court. It didn't help. The time was coming. And we're saying Anderson Pearson should have waited until the exact moment? Suppose Raymond Breyer came at night while they were sleeping.
There is no evidence of any direct threat to kill Mr. Pearson.
It was certainly implied. Yeah, I could argue it was direct with the cat-mouse exchange, and whether it was direct or not, Anderson Pearson had a reasonable belief that it was.
Well, it still seems like a reach to apply the
But we're entitled to that reach. Before a jury. Judge Hiller shut it down. It's error.
Time Magazine or Newsweek?
They went easier on Ricky Jewell. Listen to this. Hapless podiatrist whose social life consisted of pornography videos and women he met through the personals. I was one of them.
Except you kept your head about it. I've spoken to every one of his friends.
And?
They all used 3 words to describe him. Gentle, kind, loner.
He's in trouble.
The girl's father and brother have agreed to see me tomorrow. If they can't point us someplace, yeah, he's in trouble.
Did they rule? Tomorrow. It went well. It seemed to have their attention. Great. Let's get some dinner. No, I'm going to go back to the office, get on Westlaw. You know, there's a new case ruling like every 10 minutes.
Lindsay, take a break.
I'll take a break when it's over.
Is it ever going to be over?
I'll see you at home.
Hey. She's been up till 3 o'clock in the morning every night since the trial. It's like some quest.
Helen, she's close to him. You know she might win.
Oh, come on. Overturn Hiller.
You should have seen her.
You went to Mr. Martini and complained.
I did.
Threatened to quit even if she worked there.
Yes.
Because you didn't want to work side by side with a person of Iranian descent.
I don't have a problem with her as a person, but...
But what?
I'm not over the hostage thing. I admit it.
Mr. Harper, that was almost 20 years ago.
I really don't care. It all comes back. I see burning American flags. I see Khomeini. I get all pent up with anger.
But this woman wasn't in government. How...
The Iranian people cheered that government, and they never apologized. In our government, we just forgave them because they got oil. Well, I can't forgive them.
This woman was 9 years old during the hostage crisis.
Well, she's old enough now to make a judgment. And when she looks me in the eye and says, I'm proud to be an Iranian, I don't want to work side by side with her.
Did she ever engage in any political or religious discourse at work?
No. And I'm sure she personally has never blown up an embassy. But imagine, they're carrying signs that say death to the U.S., and here she is in our country suing for a job. Ask me, the turban must have been wrapped too tight.
That last remark was unnecessary.
You asked me to testify and tell my feelings.
Just the same, you basically stood up and declared yourself a bigot.
I am prejudiced on this, but I think this is a bigotry I'm entitled to.
You're not the person I thought I knew, Ron.
Sally, I know I'm blaming you for something that has nothing to do with you. That doesn't mean I'm above it.
All right. You're represented by counsel, Miss Beta. It's not appropriate for us to have communication.
Yes. We wouldn't want to be inappropriate, would we?
Excuse me 1 second. Miss Beta, listen, I hope you don't take it personal, things I say. I have to put on a defense.
You're saying I should be ashamed of my dissent, Mr. Berluti. It's difficult not to take it personally.
I'm the lawyer. I gotta...
You're a little too good.
At least make you a cup of coffee?
No, really, I'm fine.
Really? I feel like I should at least... No.
Well, lawyers work this hard?
Big case. Call me.
I will.
Bye.
I'll see you.
Morning.
You slept with him on a second date?
I didn't really sleep with him. We fell asleep watching TV, which wouldn't have happened, by the way, if I didn't have to bring him in there to escape your command post. What is all this? Oral arguments are over.
This is on sentencing. Should we lose the appeal?
Part of me hopes you do lose. I'm a little afraid if you win, Lindsay, a new trial. And can you survive going through all this again?
The trial was easy. Losing it was hard.
I'm a little concerned about you.
I'm fine.
Withdraw.
What that woman said to me, I'm having a hard time shaking it.
You're about to start closing arguments.
I know. I'm just not sure it's in me. I don't want to let my cousin down, but...
Jimmy, if you came to me with this case at the beginning, I would have stopped you from taking it. It's offensive. It puts a bad light on you and the firm. But there's no way you can bail at closings. I mean, it's not even a question.
Yeah. I guess.
And Jimmy, don't phone it in.
The police discouraged us from talking to you.
As I told your dad, I'm convinced they got the wrong guy. And if they do, that means that this thing was either a mission to frame George Vogelman or somebody was after your sister.
And as we told the police, we don't know of any such person who would want to harm her.
Her boyfriend, Jay? Did you ever see any predisposition with him and your sister?
Jay?
I'm grasping, Steve.
Jay's a sweet kid.
Did he ever show a temper? What if he had followed your sister, found her with George Vogelman?
Jay couldn't have done this.
Did your sister... Is it possible that your sister could have kept some part of her life secret?
Mr. Young, I feel I know my daughter pretty good. Truth is, I can't believe in a million years that she'd go to some motel with a guy she met in a bar. Which leads me to think that your guy had to have done it.
But, Mr. Robin, you couldn't believe she would even go to a bar alone. So it's possible that... Steve, help me out. Is there some other side to her?
If there was, I never saw it. The only...
What? The only what?
She did spend a lot of time on the internet, talking up people she didn't know.
Would you say that in court?
I don't know. I guess.
After careful review, we agree with Ms. Dole's position that self-defense should have been available to the defendant at trial. Whether the danger posed to Mr. Pearson was eminent enough to justify the use of excessive force It's a question of fact, which should have been offered to the jury. We therefore rule that Judge Hiller's position was in error. However, it is not evident on the record that Judge Hiller actually ruled in this matter, thereby prohibiting self-defense. And if defense counsel's assertion is true, that her warning was in effect a ruling, then the proper procedure was interlocutory appeal, which was waived by proceeding to trial. The conviction of Anderson Pearson, therefore, stands. We're adjourned.
It's easy to hate Iranians, isn't it? And Arabs. They blow up airplanes, buildings. When that bomb went off in Oklahoma City, we all had the same knee-jerk reaction. Probably some Middle East terrorist. Let's admit it, we don't like these people. And I understand the sentiment. Many of us share Mr. Harper's frustration with the hostage crisis. That's an old but deep wound. But I take exception to his message that it's good old American patriotism to discriminate against anyone from the Middle East. That's not the country I know. America stands for tolerance. The United States rebelled against oppression, against prejudice. Or do we? Mr. Harper's statement, hey, she makes me angry because of Khomeini. That's like saying, hey, the Japanese stir up these Pearl Harbor memories. Let's get rid of them. We did that here once, remember? Rounded up all the Japanese, threw them in internment camps. Didn't matter they were U.S. citizens, didn't matter they were innocent. They were of Japanese descent. And this country, we're ashamed of that little piece of history. Well, here we go again. Because today's Cold War is against terrorism. And it's just so easy to hate the towel heads, isn't it?
She may have hooked up with some psycho from the internet. Maybe he was stalking her.
Even so.
What even so? Can't your guy start running that down?
Eleanor, again, off the record.
Sure.
This case is pretty hot copy. The police want to mark solved on the file. The DA's office wants to mark conviction. If anything turns up indicating it could have been somebody else, forget about getting a conviction. Your guy was last seen with her. He had her head. If George Vogelman didn't do it, he certainly represents reasonable doubt for whoever did.
What do you say? They'd rather get a conviction than catch the right guy?
Not really, but their need for a conviction helps them to think they have the right guy.
Oh, that's great. What's the punchline, Helen?
They're not going to reopen the investigation.
When this trial started, I gotta admit, I was one of those people who sometimes have those thoughts. See some terrorist attack on the news, I'd say to hell with all of them. A lot of people in this country think the best thing about Iranians is that they kill Iraqis. But in Miss Bader, you saw a woman of dignity, integrity. And not that this is relevant, but having somebody like her as the mother of my children, I should be so lucky. But this isn't about her. It's about the actions of Peter Martini. Was his firing of her reasonable? Under normal times, no. But with what's going on today, yes. True, he could have said prejudice is prejudice and not fired her, in which case his staff might have quit and he'd be out of business. And as for the prejudice itself, sorry, but it's not the same as bigotry against blacks. This is different. There's a war going on here. Like Ms. Warden said, and the president said, terrorism is today's war. Somebody who didn't look like a killer put a bomb in the World Trade Center. We can expect more such attacks since we bombed Sudan. And I don't mean to suggest for 1 second that Ms. Bader is connected in any way to anything bad. But it is people's right to be afraid. Our government is telling us to be afraid. This war The battlefields are subways, buildings, airports, who knows where. And as the president said, the Republicans too. In our fight against fanaticism, innocent people will unfortunately be victims. I think the question you have to ask yourselves is this. If an Iranian or Arab came to you looking for work, would you hire him, knowing it would upset personnel? If you can answer that question with an easy yes, fine for the plaintiff. But if your answer is probably not, all I ask is that you go back there and be honest with yourselves.
Go home.
I would, but it cramps Helen's love life.
Lindsay. Go home.
And do what? Put my feet up, watch a movie while he sits in jail?
You've done everything you can. I was in the back of that appeals court. I've never seen a better performance by any lawyer anywhere. But it's over. You have to let go of it now.
Doesn't it bother you? He's facing life imprisonment because of our screw-up.
He's facing prison because he shot and killed a man.
No, Bobby, it's because we blew it, especially you. You screwed up the most.
Me?
Yes, you. That ridiculous involuntary argument. It was stupid, and you know why we went with it? Because it was a brainstorm. You got all high off the idea like you always do over stunts. If it's novel, you want to try it, and because we did, a good man has lost his life.
Is that what you think?
Yes. And we screwed up by not appealing Judge Hiller's ruling. That's what cost us that appeal. It was malpractice. You know, the only upside is it gives us new grounds. What you see on this table is research on inadequate counsel. All the drug dealers I have put back out there and him.
You gotta wait here all day?
They said they're close to a verdict. It's not like I have a job to go to.
Listen, what I said about your integrity and stuff, I meant that.
I know you did. And that stuff about it being reasonable to fear us, you meant that too, didn't you? The most discouraging part is that I can tell you're a really nice man.
Part of me hopes I lose.
Me too.
You want me to what?
Just what I said.
This is the judicial part of the process, counsel. I don't give orders to the police on how to investigate their case.
I'm asking you to order them to investigate, period.
We have.
You haven't. Had in a handbag, that's enough? You're afraid of investigating for fear it'll come between open and shut.
I'm offended by that, Eleanor.
What have you really done?
Everything. Forensics, DNA.
What about the poet? Did you go down that path?
The who?
There is a serial killer known as the Poet, Your Honor. One of our former clients was convicted of trying to copy him. He rapes and decapitates...
Different M.O.
Well,
than the...
maybe he mixed things up for spice this time.
We considered the Poet. Our investigation points to George Vogelman and George Vogelman alone.
We also have evidence that the victim had contacts with people on the internet.
Look, counsel, you're free to conduct your own investigation. You want time? I'll give it to you.
We don't have any money. They have an unlimited budget. My client is broke.
Well, I can't do anything about that, and I can't order them to keep looking if they're convinced they have the killer. If their thinking is suspect, we have the device to deal with that. We call it the trial.
Every criminal defendant has to rely on the integrity of the process. Not just me, not just you, but the police and the DA, too.
And we have nothing but your protests to suggest they haven't done their jobs. A shoddy investigation is a defense counsel's dream. If you think you've got one, take advantage.
It's not that simple.
Unfortunately, it is. That's all.
Your Honor.
That's all.
Basically, I want to make a list of every noble accomplishment, every act of charity, anybody you can think who can stand up for you at sentencing and be effective.
Okay.
I'm still working on the other appeal, so in the meantime, you know, there's a big difference between 18 years and life, so...
What's your feeling?
Hiller's tough. She's more likely to go maximum than minimum. Any awards you've received, you know, things like that. I want to know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We let you down.
No, you didn't, Lindsay. I let you down.
I'll be back on Friday for the list.
You okay?
Yeah.
Foreperson, you've reached your verdict.
We have, Your Honor.
What say you?
Bader versus Martini. On the count of wrongful termination, we find in favor of the defendant, Peter Martini.
Yes! Thank you, Jimmy.
Sure.
Quiet down, please. As a matter of law, I set aside the jury's verdict. I order the defendant to pay damages in the amount of $220,000. I'd hoped you'd reach the right result. It would have saved us an appeal. Since you didn't, judgment is hereby entered for the plaintiff, notwithstanding the verdict. Let me note my disgust for the defendant on the record, for the defendant's attorney, and finally for the jury. Ms. Bader, please accept the apology of this court. Adjourned.
Ms. Bader. Ms. Bader. That part about me being a nice man, well, I am a nice man. And I know this might seem, well, once you get on that elevator, then I might never... Do you think you would like to have a cup of coffee with me sometime?
You're asking me out?
No. Well, a little.
Under the circumstances, that's not something I can see myself doing.
Okay.
But I'm flattered.
We're better off than we were yesterday. The videotapes are out, and this internet thing gives us at least a crack. Mainly, though, it's gonna fall on you, George. You gotta take the stand and convince the jury that you never could have done this.
Okay.
Okay? I'll be in touch. Right? You hang in there.
Eleanor? Give me the odds.
We're gonna do everything we can, George. I'd be lying to you if I told you I think we were gonna win.
Hey.
Hey. Bobby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Forget about it.
I've just been... I hate myself for crying.
I know. Look, this whole office is here for you. Whatever you need.
Thank you.
I'm here for you. You know that, right? What?
Nothing. I was just thinking... Sometimes I just...